Well, I'm just going to start. So, welcome to my, I think, 5th Flosstube video in the form of a live stream, because I don't really have the time to film and edit a video and upload it at the moment. So I decided to do a live stream instead. Sadly, that means that light, the camera isn't as good. And if you watch this, maybe you have realized that I had some troubles starting the live stream. So I don't really know what went wrong, but I hope it's going to go better next time. So my plan for this video or this live Flosstube is that the first part of the stream I'm going to do like a normal Flosstube video, and maybe with reacting to comments, but mostly just telling you about my what I've been working on in the last, I think, 2 months. So yeah, and then afterwards there would be a chatting part after a official end, and which I'm going to cut out for the videos. So those of you who are watching the live stream later are just going to have this Flosstube episode if it works like I planned it. So far it didn't really work. But I hope someone's going to join in. But I'm just going to start, I think. I just hope that... I'm just going to see if someone's there waiting. So yeah, let's come to the Flosstube part. First thing is, the reason why I don't have so much time at the moment is, of course, in the last video I told I was still doing my internship. That, of course, is finished by now. I think I had a 2 or 3 weeks break between that, where I still had a lot of stuff to do. And now, for the last 5 weeks, I've started my learning schedule for the second state exam of med school that I'm going to take in April. So it's a pretty long plan with 105 days of learning for me and 21 weeks. So I will still be busy for quite some time with that. But that takes up a lot of time, and a lot more time than I would have expected at first. But that's the reason why I am very busy at the moment. So yeah. But I still managed to stitch some things in the meantime, and I'm going to show you. I have one finished and one that is nearly finished, and also I had a lot of starts. And yeah, I've been pretty much into starting lately, it seems. And then a whip I've been working on. So yeah. First thing I'm going to show you is, and then of course talk about some other stuff. First thing I want to show you is my finish. Ooh, the colors are off. But this cute guy, the cooking gecko, the pattern is by Little Room in the Attic, and I think it turned out really, really well. So it's so cute. I would like to finish that as a sign for the kitchen, but I'm still looking for ideas, because I would like to write something below the gecko, and but I'm not really, I want it to be funny and not just kitchen, and but I can't seem to get any ideas what funny and still kitchen fitting words I could write down there. But yeah, so if you have any ideas for that, please leave a comment, let me know. I would really appreciate some ideas, because this cute guy definitely deserves to be finished and not be stuck in a drawer because of my lack of creative writing. So yeah, so much for that. Then the other thing I have that is nearly finished, but not quite yet, is my Stitch Along by Fabi Ready Designs. Tomorrow the last part will be not tomorrow Sunday. On Monday the next and last part is going to be published, and so I'm looking forward to that and finishing it then. But I can show you what I have so far. So I have, this is already part 1 of the finish. These squares are already sewn together, partly at least. So this is going to become a needle book. I don't really know yet how it's going to look like in the end, because it's still, I don't know, it doesn't quite fit in all dimensions. So I'm really curious to see, and then I can show you the big parts, which will be sewn together later too, and I think it turned out really well. So you can see there's some metallic threads and beads and all that. So I think it turned out really, really well, and that's one of the squares. Then there's this one, which I think is really pretty too. And then the other 2 parts, which I've been working on in the last few weeks, they really got on my nerves a bit, because they've been, it looks the same, but it's a lot more complicated with more specialty stitches. So don't know if you can see that. The wing is made with wire that with some organza in it, and stitched around it with thread, which that was pretty complicated. And the tail is also a specialty stitch. Can't see that really well with this camera, but that was complicated and took a lot of time. And this one, so this went relatively fast to stitch, also with the wing, but I wasn't sure how to do that yet. So I waited a bit for this one, and as you can see, there are 4 wings in there, and so at that point I had to do all 5, and it was really difficult, because I think the wire that I used, it was what was called for, but it was still very stiff. I think it was stiffer than it was supposed to be. So bending the wire into the shape of the wings was very difficult. And then I had the trouble after because, you know, the wire is stuck through the fabric and then bent downwards to so it is behind the body of the dragonfly. I don't know, did I say butterfly at some point? Maybe I did. But yeah. And when I tried it first, the wire didn't bend flat to the fabric very well. So I tried to, stitch it to the fabric. And what that did is it tucked the body of the dragonfly back. So it warped the fabric pretty badly. So I wasn't really happy with that. And I already feared that I had to redo the wings, which I wouldn't have been very happy about. Oh, hi Sheila. Good morning to you. And it's not that difficult if you follow the instructions because it is still difficult, but I don't think it needs so much talent that you couldn't do it because it's really well explained. It just needs a lot of patience and also good materials for bending. I used some. I can show you. Because I don't use a lot of, I don't know, sorry about that. I don't really have a lot of material for metal work or stuff like that. So I used these for bending the wire because with the fingers it didn't work at all. And those are medical instruments you can use, for example, for sewing, doing sutures or stuff like that. Which of course, they are not used in that way. They are just, I got them as a gift kind of at internships or so unused. Just so I could practice at home, like on on fruits or bananas. You can, train how to do it properly. So that's what I used to try to bend the wings. And what saved me in the end was, or the wings in the end, which they are so nice now, was that one of my flatmates is becoming a dentist. So she's studying dental medicine, and they train a lot with bending wires. So she is a professional wire bending person. So she fixed the wings for me. And now I'm really curious for Monday how this will be finished and look in the end. But I'm really happy that I won't have to do the wings again. I like the result, but I think I prefer cross stitch. So yeah. Did I say hello, James? I don't know. Nice that you found the way here after I had so much trouble. So yeah, those are my... Yeah, that's a very good use for those scissors too. I don't have scissors that small, and I don't really have scissors from medical material, just those, which were, but I also got some proper hi Ilonka. Also got some you know, forgot the word, you know, things you use for woodwork and stuff like that, because I never had something like that. Also nothing to snip, to cut wire, which was a bit problematic too, because at first I tried to do it with nail scissors, which worked really fine, until I realized that it wasn't so good for the scissors. So then I switched to just a cheap pair of scissors, which didn't work at all, and I think I had to cut it like 6 times to get through the wire, and that was not didn't work so well. So what's the next? Then I'm going to talk about all my starts, which were a lot. I've been very good about starting lately. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this one. I started this a while back. I don't know the date. For Betsy's Stupid Tumor SAL. And that's what it's going to be. So I actually did quite some progress on it so far, but at the moment it's paused. It's supposed to become a present for my mom. Yeah, because we always had a calendar at home with funny cows doing yoga, which was pretty cool. So she's going to enjoy this one very much. And I'm also and it's a kit by RTO. And the fabric I'm using for that one is hand-dyed fabric, because I didn't want to use the white Ada that came with the kit, so I decided to choose a different one. And I ordered this one from Hard Stitch Designs from Italy. Also, the fabric I used for this cute gecko was by them too. So yeah. Then the next thing I started, there's been a lot, is this one. I think the colors don't come out very well, but it's a variegated silk by, I think, the Thread Gatherer. With it's a bluish violet color, and I'm stitching on it on 40 count. 40 count linen. I don't really know what the color is called anymore, but I ordered this one from X2 Designs. Yeah, and I think it's really coming out really nice. And the pattern is Turrets and Town by Ink Circles. Vanessa suggested them to me on the last stream, so I'm going to show you the what it's going to look like. So there you go. I made some progress on it, but not too much yet. So it's 16% done. But I like it. It's also nice. I'm stitching it 1/2, and stitching with one strand is pretty nice because I'm always very perfectionistic about how the threads are lying, and with one thread there isn't too much I need to worry about that. But then next start is this one, which is so I love this one, which is why I stitched so much on it. It is Cowberry, and it's really cute. So cute. Look at this. Love it. And it's I think it's 28 count even weave or so, I'm not quite sure. And it's pre-printed with some, lab work kind of, and I really like that. And also the print seems to be very good. So with another pre-printed fabric, I had the issue of the print coming off with using a hoop, but with this one I didn't have this issue, so that's pretty good. And I'm going to show you how it's going to look like. That's what she's going to look like. I really love it. Also, there's 3 other kits in this series, and 2 of them I would like to get to. I hope I hope they might be a Christmas present. At least they are on my wish list. So one of them is Dandelion, which is really cute. It's just a lion cub with a dandelion as his mane. So that's cute. What did I do? I think I stepped it on somewhere. Weird. And the other one is Hopcorn, which is it's several bunnies that are kind of from popcorn. So the ears look a bit like popcorn, and there's popcorn in the background too. So I don't know. I think they're cute, and also I like puns. So it's kind of the perfect thing, and I definitely want to stitch them all. And then there's also a 4th one, which I'm not so I don't like the colors that much, so I don't know if I'm going to stitch that one. And it's Porcupineapple. Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to stitch that one. And then we're going to get to the next start. That is the start along that I talked about in my last video, which we started in October. And I've not come that far, but I still made some progress on it, and I think it's really lovely. It's paused at the moment because of my Christmas plans and the limited time I have, sadly, but I think it's coming out very nicely. And I'm stitching this on 40 count linen, natural. I think it's natural linen from Zweigart. And I'm stitching this with Soie d'Alger from Windwaker SAL. Yeah, and I think it's coming out very nicely. Now, also, I already made some progress because I'm just going to stitch part of the pattern, I think, because it is very nice to stitch, but it would be a lot. So the black I was using, because Ilonka asked for that, it's the black silk from Windwaker SAL. I don't know how well you could use it together with cotton, but I suppose it could work. But it seems to be definitely better coverage than just one strand of cotton, because it's also, I'm stitching that with one strand and the coverage is pretty good. So it seems to be better on the screen than it actually is. It's a bit less, but it's still very good. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, also that one is even easier to stitch because it's just one stranded, and it's not variegated, because I'm a bit perfectionistic about stitching with variegated threads, because I want the variegation to come out very nicely, and not to have too drastic color jumps also, which doesn't work out that well all the time. So then, no, I have even more starts. One thing I started, I think 2 weeks ago, is I want to, not cross stitch, but embroidery, and I want to embroider a skirt. So that's the skirt, and I want to embroider around the bottom at the front. And what I want to do is stitch those, or there are four versions of that, and four slightly different versions, which are from it's from a circular design. I'm just going to show you. That's easier. I bought it from Printed June on Etsy, and it's that's what it's actually supposed to be. So, but I decided that I to use those on the outside to put on the bottom of the skirt, and there are going to be 12 in total, so it's going to take up some time. And the first one I finished already, but still 11 to go. I hope I can get faster time, because I would love to be able to wear this skirt this winter, but I don't know if that's realistic. Then another start, which is a mini project. It's a kit from a magazine, but it's very cute, and it's my go-to small project. So it's what I can just easily take with me, and for example for stitching on the train or whatever. And that's what it's going to look like. So it's a kit for a brooch, and it's on some kind of plastic canvas, which I don't really know, and I really like it because it's It's like Ada, but plastic. And I know I have some plastic canvas, which is a bit too stiff for me. I don't like that much. I like the look of this one a lot better. So, but I didn't find some. So if you know what kind of fabric that is, you could let me know if there's because I think I would prefer something like that for ornaments if I ever wanted to stitch some. So yeah, and the fabric I used for this here, so it's water soluble paper. I don't really. I bought that on Amazon somewhere. I think I can. I could look it up and see what it is exactly, but it's you can print on it or write on it, and then you can. It's like sticker. You can peel it off from the paper where it's on and stick it to the fabric, and it stabilizes a bit, and you can stitch through it, and after you're finished with stitching you can just wash it out, which is very nice. I think I prefer having the outlines directly on the fabric though, because if you step through this, it's a bit sticky. So it's a bit more. It gives a bit more resistance, and that can warp the fabric sometimes, or you pull the because it's just kind of glued to it a bit. You can pull it off sometimes. So yeah, I think I prefer transferring directly to the fabric, but that doesn't always work. So for that, this is pretty nice, especially on dark fabric, because transferring lines to dark fabric is not that easy, I think, or at least I haven't found a very easy way for that. And then we're going to come to my last start, which I just started yesterday. But that's going to be my Christmas project. So it's going to be this way, and I'm stitching it on 36 count linen, with hand dyed, or with silks too. So the red silk is I think the colorway Poinsettia or Poinsettia by Gloriana, and the white one is white by XG Designs. So my issue with the white silk was that it's I don't know how well you can see that. I don't think it's that visible, but the silk has a lot of varies in its thickness. So the crosses are different in their coverage. I tried to stitch with 2 strands at first, but that looked way too bulky, so I switched to 1 strands for the white part, and I'm using 2 strands for the red. And I haven't stitched a lot of the red yet. I stitched a bit more than is visible because I was a bit 1 row too much to the side, so I had to frog it again. Luckily it wasn't too much, But yeah, so I will have to do more on that, which I'm going to do later. So exciting. Oh, and I still have to show you what it's going to look like. It's a pattern by Fuzzy Fox Designs. It's called Oh Holy Night, I think. And when I saw it, I just thought it's perfect for the red silk I bought, and the fabric was something I bought too. So that's kind of... So that's what it's going to look like. You can't see the white on this one very well because the fabric is white too, but I like it a lot. So that's what I'm going to work on a lot at the moment, I think. And then I think that's all of my starts. I think also that's enough starts for 2 months. But yeah. Then I'm going to show you one of my whips. It has been on pause for quite a while, but I decided to get it out again because I want to finish this one and put it on my wall before I have to move out. So I should finish it within the next month so it has some time to hang on the wall, because I don't know how long I will be living here. But if I finish it in a year, it wouldn't... I think I would still be living here for some time, but yeah. And I am working on the other ship. I think it's very nice, but that's the fabric where I had the problem of the color coming off with stitching with the hoop. So can't do that with this one, but yeah. And it's going to that's what it's going to look like. So I finished the right ship, and now the left ship is missing, except for the backstitch. I didn't do that yet. And I really like that one. Also with the print, it's I think it's very interesting. Yeah. And also a print like that means you have a really nice background for your stitching without stitching that long. Oh, I can't do that there. So yeah, I think that's all except for my big battle of the bed sheets, but that one is still packed away at the moment because I just, when I was doing the internship, it just was too I had to concentrate too much on stitching it. So since then it has been on pause, which is a bit sad, but there were so many other things I started. And I'm still haven't stitched on it since. I always want to stitch on it, you know, pick it up again. But at the moment, it just doesn't work. And especially since I decided to work on the ships again. So I think my original plan of finishing it before the next book comes out is not going to work. But I think that's fine too, because that would have meant to stitch a lot. So yeah. And because I had technical difficulties at the start, I couldn't get it out to show you, but I haven't made much progress since the last time. So yeah, then that's all of my cross stitch stuff. I can just tell you a bit about other things or about plans. So what is still cross-stitch related? Some things I ordered that I'm patiently or trying to patiently wait for, which I'm really excited about. So I ordered two of the Black Needlework or Needle Society retreat in a boxes. And the first box, the resolution stitching box, is on its way. So that's really exciting. I always wanted to order one of their boxes, and because I really like the idea, and so I that was the first non-subscription box that was available to buy, and I bought it, and I'm very curious to see. And I think it's been sent off last week, and I'm always checking where is it, when is it going to arrive. So yeah, and I also ordered another of their boxes, which is going to be sometime in the future though, because they had one. I don't know if that one's still available or not, but they had a murder mystery box, which was very interesting to me, and I decided to buy that one. So that's going to be in April, which is perfect because it's going to be, I think, a week or two after my state exam. So that's going to be something to look forward to. So yeah. And then I also ordered the December Floss Fest box from Almond M&M's because I just saw the so she's in case you don't know, she's dyeing silks, and she offered a October and December box with a hand dyed silk for each day, and I saw the colors for October and I just loved it very much, so I decided to take a chance and order the December box. So that's going to be a very nice long advent calendar. So looking forward to that. I hope it arrives on time. Because of course shipping from the US to Europe, you never really know how long it's going to take. Yeah, and then one other thing, I have been saving up for a Monstrix Stand from Omanek, since they announced that their new model is going to be available soon, and so that was in September, I think, and I decided to buy it. And I mean, I decided to buy it before that already. So they've started production. They've had some issues, sadly, because of COVID and things like that. So it has been delayed a bit, and yeah, I hope it's going to. Maybe it will arrive before Christmas. I hope so. So yeah, those are things I'm looking forward to. And then we come to the not really stitching related stuff. Oh, this one is kind of, I bought this one in Italy. It's at a shop. It's a knitting journal, and I don't knit, but I could just make it into a cross stitch journal, I thought. I haven't done a lot yet though, because time stuff, and you can you can put a project name in there, and what yarn you used, and stuff like that. So I thought that would be a really nice overview. Not everything in there works well for cross stitch, but some does, and I just thought it's very interesting. So yeah. And something else that I nearly forgot is something else I ordered. It's also for embroidery and not cross stitch. It's stick and stitch. It's from a German seller called Feed You in a Granny, I think, from Etsy. And it's the same water-soluble paper that I ordered, but already pre-printed by them. So that's what it looks like. And you can stick it on fabric and, embroider over it. And I thought that's interesting. So was the question, two questions that came. One is where I'm located. So I'm in Germany, and yeah, that's where I'm from. And also Ilonka asked if I would be able to finish all that by Christmas, and no, I won't probably, but I enjoy stitching Christmassy stuff around Christmas, so I don't need it finished for Christmas, but just stitching it, I think is very, very nice to get me in the Christmas mood. So yeah, then something else for Christmas mood. My parents gifted me an advent calendar as a surprise. And it's a sock advent calendar with Snoopy socks, which I think is very funny, and I'm very curious to see on the inside. So yeah, I think that's very cute, because of course, as Dumbledore said, you can always use socks, and cute Christmassy Snoopy socks. I don't have anything like that, but I love it. So yeah, I hope they are nice socks. I think there are so there are 24 socks in it, so 12 pairs, and 6 normal socks and 6 pairs of sneaker socks. So yeah, I mean, why make Christmas sneaker socks? Isn't that kind of unfortunate? Oh, I think they got it from Netto. I'm not, but I don't. I think it's been some time, so I don't know if it's still available. But you could have a look. Okay, Licia. Yeah, you're a bit late, but I also started late, and I'm still not quite finished yet. But I'm finished with the stitchy stuff, so you would have to watch it when it's uploaded for that. So now I thought I would show you something else, and what I'm spending my time with currently, and show you what I'm doing the whole day, and I'm working on these. So those are my books I'm learning. So those are not all, but those are the ones I've been working through already, it's really nice, to have something where you can say, oh, that's what I did already. So within the last 5 weeks, I've worked through all of these, which is quite satisfying to see that. And at this point, I've 5 weeks of 21 finished. So yeah, that's nearly 1/4 finished. And currently doing in this one, which is gastrointestinal system, my favorite. But yeah, it's some days are good, some days are not so good, and then so every day I'm doing some reading in those, and so this is not really advertisement, because I'm just using these, but it's basically if you're a med student, then you know those, because there are two widespread options how you can learn for the state exams. You can either use these short books, kind of, because they are summaries for every clinical subject you have in med school, and so you can prepare for the state exam, or you can use an online learning platform, and I'm kind of combining those two. I'm reading in the in those scripts, because I prefer learning with paper, and then the other part of the day is always to do old exam questions, yeah, and see how there are a certain amount of questions for each day, where you just do them. Those are we always have multiple choice questions. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then I also got two books, also studying related. One thing is this book for EKG, which I hope is going to help me to understand EKG. I got 2 chapters in, and it's good, but 2 chapters is not that far yet. And then I got this one for chest x-ray. I've heard this book is good, but I still have to find out. But because I would like to, it just looks like, I mean, I can see things on chest x-rays, but it's you don't see that many pictures, and really learning about a structural approach is not that easy. So I hope this book is going to help me. So I think that's all of the stuff I could tell you. So with that, I'm going to close the official part of the video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're watching this later, the other ones, you can still stay, and we can chat a bit. But this is where I'm going to cut the video later. So yeah, bye!